Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Panthers franchise. Today we are here with the first episode of the offseason, and we're going to start this off 5 years, $4 million contract extension for Frank Reich. I figured that was a great way to start the episode off. Now, let's go ahead, go up to the conference championship. Second in points per game this year, 11th in passing yards, 8th in rushing yards. Not bad at all. 31st in defensive points per game, though, and 24th in passing yards, although we were really good against the run. Our draft needs D-tackle, left end, tight end. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the draft class here. So we got everybody in here. Caleb Williams, Drake May. Would love to have Marvin Harris on this team, but fortunately, that's not going to happen. We got all of the big-time prospects in this year's class. So, obviously, we're not looking QB. Running back. Could be interesting, maybe we take a running back later on. Frank Gore Jr., late in this draft. Like Jace McClellan, Audric Estime, who I think is very underrated out of Notre Dame. And I'm not just saying that because he just ran all over my NC State Wolfpack. You look at some of these receivers that we could grab later, like a Jalen McMillan, Mario Williams, let's see who else. Keon Coleman would definitely love to have him on the team. Dominic Lovett, Dontez Walker. I mean, there's a lot of talent. Roman Wilson even. And then, maybe we grab a tight end. Aronde Gadsden II from Syracuse, Jaheim Bell, Michael Trigg, Cade Stover. Lots of names here. Tackles are good. On the inside, interior line, remember we don't have our first round pick this year. We're looking for guards, more specifically a right guard or a center. I'm chilling with Bozeman right now, so maybe right guard is where we look, but there is nobody at all. And then looking on the defensive side of the ball, not a lot here at all. Holy cow. Not a lot left in. Right in, there's a decent amount. So maybe we go for a right end. D-tackle would be cool. I don't really know any of these guys. Or Makai Wingo, I do know. Yeah, one of those guys later on in the draft. We'll see. Left outside linebackers, Dallas Turner, and that's about it. I mean, we don't really need a linebacker, though. We could use a third corner, however. So later on, we'll just see. We'll see whatever comes up, like a Tony Grimes, Kalen Carson, later DeCorian Patterson late in this draft. We'll see. We'll see what happens because, like I said, I don't think we have too many picks. Looking at yearly awards, and then we'll take a look at stats. Mahomes wins the MVP, Dak second, and then Hurts is third. Let's take a look at Offensive Player of the Year. Jalen Hurts is there. Miles Sanders in ninth. Okay, there's 3 Cowboys in the top 5. What? And then, of course, a Cowboy wins a depoy. Chen was actually 5th on this list. So very nice there. He's getting votes. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Now, this one upset me a tad bit because not only is he not top 3, not top 4, a tight end finished ahead of him. He threw for 34 touchdowns and ran for 8 more, I think. Mingo 6th. Unfortunate there. No really defensive rookies of note. Best QB, Bryce was not up here. Best running back, though, Miles Sanders was 4th. Receiver, we don't have a single weapon on the team. Lineman, Bozeman at 9. Somehow. Brian Burns doesn't even make the best D lineman list. Interesting. Shaq Chin. Okay, that makes sense. Burns is the linebacker. Shaq Chin and Burns all on the linebacker list. No corners. We get toasted in the passing game. And yeah. Best kicker? Nope. Anyways, that's the award winners. Now let's take a look at the stats here for the year. The Cowboys are in the Super Bowl, by the way. So Bryce, let's take a look at this from an NFL perspective. Bryce finishes, by the way, he doesn't win Rookie of the Year. He finishes 8th in yards, okay? Almost threw for 4,000 yards. He was, tad bit under. 5th in the NFL in passing touchdowns. Now, he did lead in interceptions by a wide margin. And probably about 15 of those were on me. 52% completion rate is not great. But I feel like he had a really good year. And people are hating on Bryce. Miles Sanders does finish 5th in rushing yards, rushing touchdowns. He's on down there. He's on down there a little bit. So now let's go back to the Panthers. Bryce, he had 4,500 yards of offense this year and 41 touchdowns, and he doesn't even come in top 3 for Rookie of the Year. What are you talking about? Corral had that legendary 14-yard touchdown run. Miles Sanders, though, he was a workhorse on the ground. Chuba, 145 yards. Receiving, Hayden Hurst, our leading receiver, is the tight end, 57 catches, over 1,000 yards. Maybe he gets a dev trait, 8 touchdowns. Terrace Marshall was second, 44 catches, 815. I expect one of these two guys, Marshall or Mingo, to go for 1,010 next year, but 44 catches, 815, 6 tutties, not bad. Thielen, 46, 729, and 7 touchdowns. Only played 14 games, by the way. Remember, we missed him. And Marshall only played 14 games as well. So he easily could have had 1,000 yards if he played. DJ Chark, 27 catches, 514, and 7. Had that one game that largely inflates these stats. Mingo, 25, 482, and 5 touchdowns. Miles Sanders had 28 for 253 and 3 touchdowns. Laviska, 13 for 226. Ian Thomas, 16 for 202. Trimble, 2 for 33. And then, he matched his reception total on the year in the divisional round of the playoffs. And then Chuba, 3 for 20. Blocking, Corbett didn't give up a sack all year. Icky gave up 14. He might lose his div trait. That's not good. And Moten gave up 12. Defensively, Shaq had 105 tackles. Chin had 91. Von Bell had 90. Xavier Woods, 72. Eric Rowe, who I think we're going to have to let walk, unfortunately, had 63. Dante, 62. JC, 57. Burns, 46. 31 for Luvu. 26 for Derek. 25 for Jamie Robinson, a guy that hopefully can develop a little bit. Josh Thomas, 21. Brandon Smith, another guy hopefully can develop a little bit. 19 Anderson. 19 Houston. 16 DJ Johnson. And then these guys all had a few. Tackles for loss, Shaq had 21. Shaq was an absolute monster. He might go up to superstar after this year. Burns had 19 tackles for loss. Very nice. Chin had 18. Lulu 11. Brown 11. Von Bell had 5. And then you see everybody else getting a few. Sacks. Burns had 10. Shaq had 8. Chin had 7. So our linebackers, you can see we love to linebacker blitz. And then Luvu had 6. Derek Brown had 4.5 on the interior. And then a few guys had a sack or a half a sack. Eric Rowe had 3 picks. So, it kind of stinks that we might have to let him walk. Dante had 3. Chin had 2. And then Thomas, Bell, Horn, and Taylor all with 1. Of course, Keith Taylor with the pick 6. Chin and Xavier Woods had 2 forced fumbles and then a few other right there. And we recovered 4 fumbles on the year. Kick return. Raheem Blackshear returned 5 for a touchdown this year. Wow. And did he didn't return a punt, but yeah, he's earned a spot on the squad, as we didn't trade for Amir Smith March. Is that his name? From the Chiefs, obviously, in this rebuild. Now, we're going to sim up past the Super Bowl, see who wins that, jump into the first week of the offseason, and then potentially make some free agent deals. Mason Crosby, Matt Stafford retires. Justin Houston retires, as does Henry Anderson. Okay, let's see here. What do we need to do? 81 overall team. We'll upgrade some players. Upgrade a lot of players. Wow. I guess that's the practice squad. Who won the Super Bowl? It doesn't matter. Who cares? Not us, and that's all that matters. Looking at the roster, did anybody go up a dev trade or down a dev trade? Oh, Miles Sanders up to a superstar dev trait. Love to see that. Mingo retains his. Terrence Marshall doesn't go up. That kind of stinks. Hurst does go up. Love to see that. The linemen keep theirs. Christensen is back in the lineup now, as is Bozeman. Defensively, ooh, we got us a superstar X Factor. Ladies and gentlemen, the first one of the rebuild. And that kind of takes some of the sting out of the fact that Luvu does not go up and that Derek lost his. Man. Anyways, Burns, what is his X Factor? All right, we're going to give him unstoppable force because he's not a DB. For some reason, they had him with that dev trade. But let's go. Brian Burns is an X Factor. Huge for the Panthers. Again, I'm not sure how Shaq didn't go up. But looking at the roster, so with Rowe leaving, we're going to have a big hole on the defensive line. Rowe leaving really doesn't do anything. We got Jamie Robinson. But we need a D tackle. We'll keep Shy as a left end. Actually, we might look for trade offers on Shy. We'll see. We could use another corner. Offensively, like I said, we could maybe use an interior lineman. And then really a receiver, and that's about it. So we're going to go here. Let's talk to Rowe. See what happens. Maybe Xavier Woods. Because like I said, we've got Burns locked up long term. We locked up Chin. So we'll see how much cap space we have. We will accept the 5th-year option on Horn. Chark's gone. LaVisca is gone. CJ Henderson, no. So we're being really cheap here. I mean, it's really just depth guys. And so with all of them being gone, we really don't lose a starter other than like Justin Houston, but that's fine. We'll go to the next week. We'll go to free agency. So the top free agents here, Rashawn Gary, Mike Williams, Eckler is here, Michael Pittman. So maybe not the worst free agent class if you're in the market for a receiver. I think we're better off just drafting and developing a receiver. Isaiah Hodgins is here. He has that dev trait. So actually, we might just throw an offer at him. He is a speedster, right? Well, not really. I mean, I don't want to... we have 3 receivers. We're going to draft one. I'm not going to bring in another receiver. Looking at the interior line, bringing back Andrew Norwell will be kind of wild. AJ Can here has a lot of interest. We're going to try, he's a depth lineman. We'll spend, I guess, $3 million on him if he wants to come in. Center, Mitch Morse, but all that's there is like dev guys, and I feel like, or depth guys, and I feel like we can go out and get that in like free agency somewhere. If we're gonna spend money, it'll be on the D line, especially a D tackle. So, 31-year-old Michael Pierce on a 1-year deal. We're going to give him a little bit of money here. See if he accepts that. If not, we will come back to the negotiating table with maybe a DJ Jones. Nice little depth corner. Isaiah Oliver. I would love that deal. And then really, that's about it. I feel like we can just draft whoever else we don't get. So, let's see. So we go after Michael Pierce, Isaiah Oliver, and AJ Can. We'll see. We will see. So you'll have to come back in the next episode for that, actually. We will be doing the rest of free agency, the draft, and then gearing up for next season. So make sure to tune into that. If you're enjoying this series, make sure to like button, hit the subscribe button, tell a friend about it. And yeah, with all that being said, thank you so much for watching today's video. Ladies and gentlemen, Boys and girls, welcome back to the channel. Today, we are Panthers franchising it. We got the rest of free agency and we got the draft. First things first, though, we will be looking at guys that, potentially we could go ahead and trade to clear up a little bit of cap space. Miles Sanders just went up to a superstar, so we're not trading him anytime soon. Really, the main guys with guaranteed money here is Burns and Taylor Moton. Couple years left on his deal. Might have to restructure that, though, because he's making bank. Shaq got 1 year left on his deal. Von Bell's here for a good little while. Dante Jackson will be gone after this year. So there should be a lot of cap space opening up. Frankie Louvu, of course, we extended to 2027. You love to see that. Hopefully we can get that. Dev Trait back. Corbett is gone after this year, so we will have to re-sign that. Still 2 or 3 years before Young's extension. Chin is here for a good while on a great contract. Thielen could be a guy we trade, for sure. Hurst, I think we're going to keep him. Woods will be kept. Chuba will be kept. Mingo, of course, we're keeping. Same thing with TMJ. We will have to extend him. Christensen. So really, Ian Thomas, we could trade, but there's no point. He's an expiring deal. Bozeman, potentially, I could see that. Same thing with Shy Tuttle. But there's really nobody here we need to trade. Of course, if you were not here in the last episode, we tried to sign a couple of free agents, which are Michael Pierce, the aging but still good defensive tackle. Isaiah Oliver is a depth corner, and then a depth lineman. Really don't need that much. We're a young team. We're growing and developing. So, with that being said, we're going to advance to the next week. Of course, we don't have our first-round pick, but the draft is later in today's episode, so we will check that out. Targeting a receiver and then some depth linemen that maybe we can grow and develop. Maybe another corner if we don't get this one. But I'm hoping we get this defensive tackle, because if we don't, that would be bad. And let's see. Boom! We get them both. We now have about $6 million in cap. So let's go look at the team now. Because with those, we essentially trade C.J. Henderson for a better corner. So we have 3 legit corners, 2 really good linebackers, 2 really good outside linebackers. The defense is being built very well. And of course, superstar X Factor Brian Burns. Michael Pierce up the middle. Left end really is the only weakness. Maybe we draft one. But right now, I'm really loving the future of this team. Again, interior line, we can see. But this team is set up to get better and better and better. So, yeah, I don't even think we're going to offer anybody else. We don't really need to. I'm just going to go up to the draft probably. So, as you saw, we throw an offer at Billy Price. It wasn't a very good offer, so I don't know if he signs it. But we bring in A.J. Cann as well as another good depth lineman. So that's fantastic. Let's take a look here at the mock draft. Just kidding, it's not there anymore. We'll go up to the next week and look at the final mock draft. Maybe we get Billy Price. Maybe we don't. But I'm excited. It is draft day, baby. Let's go. All right, so here we go. Mock draft number 5. I wonder, does this go very far? Jared Verse projected number 1 overall pick. Caleb Williams at 4. Interesting. Drake May at 9. Okay. So, the Bears have our first round pick, obviously. Where's that at? 25. Okay. I guess they don't do, it's only 1 round. Unfortunate. But I think we're going to hop into the draft here. About to, at least. We'll take a look and see if Billy Price signed with us. He did. Okay, so those are our 4 signings. Got like $5 million left to sign the rookies. So, well, that might not be enough, honestly. Although, again, we don't have that first round pick. Okay, we're going to give that decision to the staff. Should be all right. All right, the day we've all been waiting for, the 2024 NFL Draft. The first pick in this draft is Jared Verse. The next pick, wow, Brock Bowers goes number 2. Shocking. I didn't mean to do that. Next pick, we're just going to look at the top 5 here. JT out of Ohio State, edge rusher. And then, of course, Caleb Williams finally goes off the board. I guess the Kenny Pickett era is over in Pittsburgh. And then Marvin Harrison to the Colts, just like his father. And then, okay, top 6 there. So, you know what? We're not going to try and trade up. We don't have many picks at all. We're going to go ahead and go to our next pick. So, again, it could be a relatively boring draft, I guess you could say. We're going to go ahead and pause this thing. Let's make our pick. What are we needing? Okay, so Kamari Lassiter, top player on the board. Don't need QB, don't need a halfback. Receiver. Who is here a receiver? Because I'm very interested in getting some more weapons for Bryce. Jalen McMillan is a name we're going to come back to. Okay, we have 2 fifths, and then a 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and a 6th. Tight end, no. Is there any interior lineman worth a pick here? Connor Colby. Zach Frazier. Left end was our big need, right? Everything else is essentially locked up. Other than like left guard. So, yeah, there's nothing. We'll go to right end. Shamar Turner's here. Let's check corner. Let's check corner out. I think what we're going to do is go Kamari Lassiter here. Scheme fit, projected first or 2nd rounder. Getting him at the back end of the 2nd round here. Aggressive motor, ball hawk. We need one of those. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and draft this guy here. Kamari Lassiter. Hidden Dev. Let's go. This is basically a shot in the dark because I don't know how to scout, to be honest. I'm just going to throw that out there. And we get a Hidden Dev. Huge. So now we'll go to our next pick. And we have 4 good corners. I'm guessing now we try to go with like an edge rusher. Or not an edge rusher, like an end. First thing I want to do, though, is check and see who's their receiver. Okay, so actually, just kidding. This is going to be the Jalen McMillan pick. Because I want somebody that I know who they are. And Mario Williams just went off the board. Looking at left guard. I mean, left guard is what it is. It's fine. Right end is what it is. There's nothing there at left end. Shamar Turner's still there. So I guess maybe we take him next pick. But Jalen McMillan is going to be the pick here for the Carolina Panthers. No way he has a hidden dev 2, right? Normal dev. Okay, that's fine. 88 speed, 89 excel. D catch, that is not good. Hopefully he's a decent overall, though. So now we'll go up to our next pick. All right, here we are. 4th round. This is where we're going to start going with our interior guys. Although Keon Coleman's still there. So we're going to go with McKinley Jackson here out of Texas A&M and then move him over to end. Oh, boy, he might not be very good. That could be bad. When are we back? We have two 5th-round picks. I'm just hyped we got a dev trade, to be honest. So a couple of picks here. So we're going to go Miles Murphy here. Keep him in North Carolina. Scheme fit, 6'4", 260. Just trying to beef up that end, double down on defensive linemen just in case that one is not great. And if one of these guys takes the guy I want, I'll be upset. Hey, Devin Leary! Go Pack, baby. He's a Cleveland Brown. But now we will take Keon Coleman out of Florida State. Don't know why. Kind of wanted him, though. He absolutely dominated against LSU, and that's the sole reason that I want him, as well as, I know his name. So we're going to go ahead. I'm not exactly the biggest NFL draft guy, okay? I never claimed to be. I'm more of an NBA draft guy, but we're going to make this final selection here on the interior offensive line. Bo Limmer looks like an absolute stud at center. 6'5", 307 pounds, and that's who the final pick will be. Whoo, he's terrible. He's awful. But it's the 6th round. I mean, what do you expect? We're going to go to the end of the draft because we have no more picks. Draft recap. Ooh, I'm a little scared. Kamari Lassiter is a stud for the 2nd round. 79, hidden dev. Let's go. Jalen McMillan, 70 overall deep threat, not bad. McKinley Jackson and Miles Murphy, 67 overalls. We'll try and develop them. Keon Coleman, 69. Nice. And then, Bo Limmer kind of stinks. But we'll bring all those guys in. Let's take a look at what it looks like with the new rookies on the squad. Dang it, why do I do that every single time? Will be our number 4 receiver. Marquez Stevenson, unfortunately, your job will be going to Keon Coleman, who will be our wide receiver 6, just in case anything happens. But Mingo, TMJ will be the 1, with Mingo in the slot, and then Thielen. And then, of course, Hayden Hurst, who had 1,000 receiving yards last year. Bryce Young, the weapons are getting better. Okay, we didn't go spend big money on anybody, but the weapons are getting better, that's for sure. We got Bo Limmer down there, for crying out loud, at center. And then Zavala are solid backups, as is Billy Price. So we got our 3 backups there on the offensive line. I like it. Defensively, Kamari Lassiter, baby. We have McKinley Jackson and Miles Murphy at the D-tackle spots. One maybe will eventually flex out to left end. But, hey, I'm loving this defense right now. It's looking really good. Especially with Kamari Lassiter, hidden dev, Jalen McMillan. Okay, this team is looking really good heading into next year. With that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the offseason, let me know how I did down in the comments below. Again, like I said, not really. I just kind of guessed. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, with that being said, make sure to like button, leave me a comment, hit the subscribe button. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching today's video.